time constraints, we're not going to be able to answer all these questions, but again, we'll be sending both the slides from today's presentation as well as a consolidated Q&A document to all attendees after the webinar. So please do input as many questions as you'd like in the question pane. If we don't get to it on this session, we'll make sure that all questions do eventually get answered and sent out as part of that Q&A doc. So Mike, for you, first question, are embeddable dashboards available today?
They are, yes. So at least in beta form. They're in fully baked form if you're going to IBM Watson Studio. If you want to embed them in your own application by utilizing the IBM Cloud, that's in beta form. So absolutely go out and start figuring out if it works for the use case that you have in mind. And I don't have a specific date for when it'll be out of beta, but I expect that in the near future. So I would say now's the time to jump in and give it a try.
Excellent. Next question is, we don't currently do any predictive or prescriptive analytics at my organization. How do you recommend going about getting started?
That's a great question. So one of the key things that I think often gets kind of left behind or missed when this kind of thing is discussed is making sure that you're at a place from a kind of data maturity or analytics maturity standpoint to be able to get into predictive. So what that really means is you just need to have a good handle on the data in your organization. So looking at things like data governance and data integration, making sure you have the elements available that will provide you results that will be meaningful is a huge part of getting started. So if you feel confident that you're there, then you're really at a place where you can start to introduce some of those tools. So you know, there were some links that were provided earlier, and you can also just kind of Google those concepts, and you'll easily find the IBM pages. But if you want to start test driving those tools, that's a great place to start. But also try to look a little more holistically and make sure that in your organization you're at a place where you'll be able to feed relevant factors in, relevant data into those predictive or prescriptive models to get answers that will provide you relevant and valuable results.
Excellent. Next question is with regards to PMsquare Thrive. Does it work on Cognos 10 or Cognos 11 right now?
So it'll work on either one, and as I mentioned earlier, it can really be helpful as you transition from one to the other. So if you're on Cognos 10 right now and you're thinking about migrating to Cognos 11, which is obviously something that, based on the poll results, about half of you are thinking about, you might have a tendency to think like, well, I'll roll that out as part of Cognos 11. We would encourage you to not wait on it, because we do think that there is a lot of insight to be gained in seeing your current usage patterns in Cognos 10 and then comparing them to usage patterns once you go to Cognos 11. So we think there's value in jumping on that as soon as possible.
Okay, great. And that's all the time that we have today for Q&A. Again, we thank everyone for joining and hope to see you on future PMsquare webinars. And as a reminder, we'll be sending the slides in the consolidated Q&A document as a follow-up, so keep an eye out for that. But thanks again, and this is the end of the webinar.